travelers. Travelers, Thomas isn't here yet, and I just wanted to say, I love you.
To Thomas?
Thank you for being a friend. Oh, hi, travelers. How's it going? Great to see you. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. This is the Copper Fox Inn. First time? No, you've been here before?
Oh, let me take your coat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me take your shoes. Bean, do you want to take anything?
I mean, I think they'll catch on that we're just taking their
No. Oh, no. Take their wallet. And let's bring them over to our table. Join us as we discuss Homebrew for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. My name is Thomas the Human Bard. Great to meet you. I'm joined today by...
Mercy the Tiefling Wizard. The pleasure is all mine.
Oh, there's an ice cream, checkout thing that has, almost all of them punched. This is... Onog, the half-orc barbarian.
Mercy, if the pleasure is all yours, is that why I've been so sad lately?
The sadness.
Did you take all the pleasure in the world?
Yeah.
That's on me, everyone.
You cast that spell.
That's on me.
So we can blame these past 5 months on you, huh?
Guys, no, stop.
You took all the pleasure from the
bit.
world.
End it.
Okay.
I picked a flower earlier today, and I just was kind of like, eh.
Yikes.
I saw a sunset and I felt nothing.
And I'm being the rock gnome rogue.
These are getting longer every time.
I wanted to bring you all here today. We're going to share a meal, talk about it, catch up. But I invited my friend here, who I just wanted you guys to meet. Let me send this to the group so that you know who my friend is real quick.
What do you mean send whatever? Isn't your friend here, Thomas?
Yeah, he's right over here. Come here.
I would like everyone to know that I have already had an aneurysm.
How's it going, brother?
Hey,
buddy. Yeah, how are you doing? This is Broseph. He's a fighter subclass that I found on r/D&D Homebrew by user Delzan. That's right, brother. I'm Broseph. Broseth's our team players. We're all about the team. We don't know if our friends aren't at their best. No. we know that if our friends aren't at their best, then it's the Broseph not being a bro that's the problem. A Broseph knows they're awesome, so they make sure their allies can be awesome too. Their intention isn't to take center stage, reference to the last episode we posted, but to make it shine for those that do.
do you have a startup? I know this guy has a startup.
I'm an entrepreneur. A quick side note, real quick. There's box text at the end of this. This is the fighter subclass Broseph. It says that although the root word for bro is gender specific, in this usage, bro is not. There is no gender orientation or racial restrictions for being a bro. Anyone can be a bro, and a bro can be anyone.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Bro that has the tilde over the O that gives it that kind of
Bruh.
Now, what's your first ability? What's my proficiency?
Yes.
I'm so mad.
When I took this subclass at 3rd level, I gained a pool of points called my proficiency. My proficiency equals half of my level rounded down, and plus my charisma modifier. These points power the features gained by the subclass. I regain expended proficiency on a long rest.
Oh man.
I like how this bro is also kind of piratey.
A little bit, but he's also basically just Macho Man.
He's the unknown love child of Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So you get these proficiency points. In and of themselves, as of now, they do nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say, this. So this ability gives you points that are points that you have.
But you get 2 abilities at 3rd level.
Yeah, you get 2 abilities at 3rd level, though. And the other one has to do with that small business you were talking about. That's correct! I sell protein shakes! Starting at 3rd level, you can help others be their better selves. As a bonus action, you can expend a proficiency to give yourself or any single ally within 30 feet advantage on ability and skill checks made with a single ability for 1 minute.
Whoa.
You choose which ability when using this feature.
So, like, basically you drink your protein shake and you're just so good that you...
Yeah.
Okay.
You could, instead, give the target advantage on the next save they make, provided it happens within 1 minute of
Okay.
using this feature.
That's fine.
Well, yeah, isn't that
So
what
it's,
that means?
it's a little bit of the oh gosh.
A
It's what
save
I-
is not an ability
Yeah,
check.
yeah, those are
Oh,
different.
no.
Legally
No, I
distinct.
know, but the sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm just kidding.
But so you could instead give them advantage on the next ability save they make, provided it happens within 1 minute of using this feature. That's already what the ability does. It already has a minute time limit.
Oh, yeah, that's a little redundant.
But you gotta be redundant because people are gonna abuse
Well,
it.
no, but that's the thing, is what this should then say is you can give someone advantage on an ability, on a saving throw or an ability check.
Yeah, correct.
Which
Just
is
tighten that up a
amazing.
little bit.
Although,
Bro,
well, actually, one second.
bro,
Wait a minute. Wait a
bro,
minute.
I'm not here for syntax and grammar, bro. I'm just
No,
here
no,
to
no.
drink my
There-
protein.
There is actually, Onag, a very slight difference in what's being presented here. With the ability check, you, the Broseph, you choose the ability that they will get advantage on. If you
Or
if
if
you
the
choose the
saving throw
save,
happens.
it is any saving throw from
It's just
any
the next
ability.
one they make.
Oh, which is good because
There's a hair's difference between those two.
and that does make some amount of sense
Yes,
because you
'cause you
don't,
don't know
always
what save they're gonna make.
Yeah, I mean you
Yeah.
can sometimes make an educated guess.
But you can say,
But-
I give you advantage on a strength ability check or the next saving throw, which might be strength. It might be anything. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So you have to,
That's
Now,
fair.
another thing I would argue too on this same point is to give advantage on all of these things, on really all of these things,
Yeah.
as a 3rd level ability is really strong.
I was gonna say, this is very similar to the Rogue Mastermind ability, where they can give advantage to people.
Yeah, but
As
they
a
can
bonus
only give
action.
advantage on ability checks and attack rolls
Yes.
and things like that with
But-
help.
Yes, with the help action, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, at what point do they get it?
Yeah.
They
trying to
get that
remember.
at 3rd level.
At 3rd level?
And this
Alright.
does rely on your proficiency, which it is half your level rounded down plus your charisma modifier amount
So
of
it's
points.
not a lot.
So if your charisma modifier at level 3 is +4, let's say, that would be pretty decent,
Yeah.
right? Somehow
Yeah.
if you manage
Yeah.
to get that. Half of your level is 1, so you have 5 points, and you regain them on a long rest. So you can do this 5 times throughout the day, but that's it.
Right. And I wouldn't have said anything otherwise, except that this is really strong
It is.
because it's the fact that it's advantage. That's
Yes.
the thing. It's really strong that it gives both of those things advantage. If it gave one or the other, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But like for instance, like the fighter class itself gains an ability that's very similar to this, where they get advantage on saving throws,
Uh-huh.
and they don't gain it until like 7th or 9th level. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
And this you
And
can
that's
use not
only
only
for saving throws and only for themselves.
Yeah, and this is for yourself or an ally, so you can do this on yourself all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're correct. It's actually quite powerful for the level it is at.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and then that's the thing is like this isn't just like this is clearly meant to emulate but not exactly copy bardic inspiration for bards, because this is supposed to be a support sport.
How would
Broseph
you
kind of a thing.
feel about it if they just took out saving throws and it was just for ability checks?
I think saving throws. Yeah, the saving throws part is the thing that makes it incredibly strong, and actually creates a non-bow with other abilities you have later down on the line.
I mean, what if
Yeah.
the saving throws was just something that you gained later
yeah, like
on?
it could be one of those things like as like paladin auras get better, Indomitable gets
Yeah.
better as
Yeah.
you level
Sure,
up.
sure.
So, like,
This could be one of those things where now
At
you can
15th
use
level,
it for this.
you
you're
get
like,
another
oh,
part,
dude,
yeah.
now I was a silver level, but now I'm platinum level, and my protein
Yikes.
shakes are stronger than ever, man.
Yeah.
No.
Double
Like, that's
platinum entrepreneur, bro.
Yeah. And now I get advantage on my saving throws, and you can too if you buy 7 shares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait.
Yeah, definitely.
Yikes.
All right, the next ability. We'll move on. You bring up some very valid points, Onog, and I agree with what you're saying there. The next ability, is your bonus action.
I'm just gonna get madder
Yeah.
as this goes.
It's
isn't it?
gonna
Aren't I?
undo me.
you will be undone and cast adrift
I'm
upon the sands
dead.
of time.
D.E.D. dead.
D.E.D. dead.
Oh, and I will both die for the opposite reasons.
Beginning at 7th level, you can share your awesomeness with friends. As an action, you can expend a proficiency to share your attacks. Designate an ally within 30 feet to give them an immediate attack. You can share all the attacks you would make in an attack action, but you cannot give more than one attack to a single creature.
Okay.
So it's like, let's do this together, man. You and me. 1, 2.
Yeah. So okay,
So
I can
instead
hear.
of
I
you
can.
attacking.
I can hear the hamsters in Onog's brain like running at full speed as he's like dissecting this down to like, wait, what? How does this exactly work? It is weird. It is a very
Yeah.
weird ability.
I'm sure the mechanics are sound, but the phrasing is
So,
a little
The
off.
wording and like some of the other, because this is very similar to certain other abilities that even the like mastermind fighter gets.
So at 5th level as a fighter, you get extra attack.
Right.
So it means when you take the attack action, you can take an additional. So you have technically two
Right.
attacks. So this has to do with you saying, when it says you can share all the attacks you would make in an attack action, so let's say you have 2 available, but you cannot give more than one to a single creature. So you have to split those up amongst
Right.
2 creatures. You can't give one creature 2 additional attacks.
So, trying to think of use cases for this, there are situations where maybe for whatever reason you are grappled or you have disadvantage on attacks or you are paralyzed or something. Would you be able to, using this, if you are unable to attack with
This
like,
doesn't remove
normally?
your ability to make that attack. It only gives new attacks. It doesn't say you lose the attack you would have made.
Well, no, you do lose the attack because
Yeah.
this is an action you take. Your bonus action is an action you take.
Because
As
it
an
says
action.
it doesn't say
Oh,
that you
it's
share
not
the
a-
attacks
it's
you
not a
make.
bonus action.
It says would make.
I
yeah.
had thought it was because it was called bonus action.
But see, this is my question.
No.
If I
Yeah,
would have
no,
been
that's
unable,
the worst part about this.
Yeah,
is
I
that
hate
it's
that.
called bonus action, but it's not a bonus action.
like if
How
I
dare you,
have
Delzan.
2 attacks in an action, generally speaking, because of my level, but I'm unable to attack this turn
Correct.
because I'm paralyzed.
Whatever.
Can I give 2 attacks
If you're
to 2 members
paralyzed,
of my party?
I don't believe you can take actions. So
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
If you are paralyzed,
But if
you
you're
are
grappled-
incapacitated,
What
You
if
can't take
what if
actions.
it's dark and I have disadvantage, but my elf friend doesn't?
Yeah, sure.
Then I
Wow.
can give him the attack and he doesn't have disadvantage.
yeah, that's totally fair.
I'm just trying to think
wait.
of when is
Yeah,
this useful.
or like you said, when you're grappled, and maybe you want other people to be attacking someone that isn't the one grappling
right,
you.
right, that I can't reach.
Yeah, maybe
So-
there's another thing that needs to be attacked more.
Or
than
you're
this.
frightened and have
Yeah.
to use your action to run away.
Yeah.
Well, but then you can't use your action to
Well,
do...
no,
well, no,
it
that's
depends.
only specific.
Yeah.
That's only specific frightened states.
Yeah.
The frightened state in and of itself doesn't make
Make you
use
waste your
to
action.
run
Yeah,
away.
correct.
So
Yes, B.
I am realizing, like, yes, so you're not attacking with at the same time. It's like you brought your little nephew along, and so instead of you attacking and the nephew attacking, you give him your sword, and you're like, all right, man, you go do it. Like, you go hit him this time.
Kinda,
like-
yeah.
Like, because I thought it was like, while you attack, someone else can attack with you.
See, I originally thought it was that
Even more
because I thought it was a bonus action. So you'd do this, and then you'd both
Yeah.
take the attack.
Well,
action.
it is confusing
But,
that it's an
yeah.
action, but called bonus action, which is very
Yeah.
funny,
Why
but
have you done me
they're
dirty like this?
misleading.
Well, they're trying to get that
Yeah.
sweet, sweet punnage.
I
going
get it.
on.
I get it.
But it is a bit
And-
misleading.
yeah.
So should we just retitle it? I'm in 5
Bra-
minutes. I'm gonna.
Brattack action.
Bropportunity attack. attack of bro-opportunity.
Now, the other thing I was going to bring up too with this is that this is very, very similar to one of the martial skills that the what fighter is it called?
Battlemaster?
For Battlemaster.
Battlemaster, yeah,
Yes.
that the Battlemaster gets, where they can expend one of their martial superiority dice and make someone else do an attack instead of them. This is like the exact same thing, except it's more convoluted and weird. But
Yeah.
that also, and I don't know if this was just an error or a leave off, but it also doesn't require an action used on the target's part. So in every situation where someone gets to attack out of their turn, it requires their reaction.
Correct. Yeah.
And it, like with the superiority dice maneuver where they make someone else attack, it uses their reaction because they are reacting to your command and things like that. So that's the only thing I would really add to this. I like where this is currently, but it needs to be refined in its wording, and it needs to mechanically function within how things work in D&D, kind of.
Yeah. I don't hate the idea of it, right? That, like, you're giving out your attacks to be a bit more of, like, the leader general of the group and be like, you get him on the left and you get him on the right. I'll be back here protecting this person with my shield or whatever.
Like, how you could immediately rephrase this so that it works within the rules of the game and it doesn't, like, convolute what you're doing is, as an action, choose any number of creatures equal to the number of attacks you take per action.
There you go.
They get to use their reaction to make an attack against any one of their choice.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And you have to expend a proficiency.
Yeah, you expend a proficiency point.
I just wanted to make you say proficiency.
Yeah. No, I will kill you later.
Yeah, I know.
I do love that. I'm looking ahead a little bit. When
Whoa, we'll get there.
No, looking ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, when you boil this down,
Broil.
it is just... Broil is a thing.
I know. That's why it was a good joke, Bean. Or should I say broin?
I hate all of this.
That's how you pronounce my
Bronog.
name in Flemish. Anyway,
Bromus, calm down.
Brom.
I do love that this entire class is just to make bro puns.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretending it's about togetherness, but, like, everything has been chosen because you can make a bro pun out of it.
No, it's all about being the best brother, to be the best bro you can be.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. It is just, they made a bunch of bro puns, and then they thought that would be funny if those
that's
were
a perfectly
subclass.
good. That's a perfectly good reason to make.
No,
an
yeah,
entire
don't. Yeah,
subclass.
I am not by any means saying you shouldn't do that. That's a great way to start a subclass. If you want to do something interesting and creative, come at the design process from a new angle.
Yeah.
See if you can make them all rhyme or do only 3-letter titles or something.
I mean,
you know, like,
we're hating on it, but there have been many famous Brosefs out there. There was Bilbro Baggins. There was Bronin. He was a barbarian.
I'm going to throw you out the windows of the tavern.
Health Broshin. Starting at level 10, you can keep your allies alive. As a bonus, not a bonus, as a bonus action, you can expend a proficiency to heal an adjacent ally HP equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier. Formatting and syntax on that isn't typical for D&D, but I get what they mean. Alternatively, as an action, you can expend 2 proficiency to heal an ally you can see within 30 feet, HP equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier. You cannot do both versions of Health Broshin on the same turn. You cannot heal yourself with this feature.
I do like that this is forcing, like, the fighter support class. Like, that's really, really cool.
I like, actually, the rider on a health, like a healing ability, saying you cannot, like, you have to target another creature. I think that's an interesting space for creating a class that's not about, like, because it's like you want to give them these big healing abilities, but like, oh, they're just going to use it on themselves all the time, though. But saying you have to target another creature, not yourself, I think that's a really good way to motivate that style of play, and you can give them a good healing ability and not worry about them saying, well, now if I multi-class into Paladin, I'm unstoppable, because I'll just heal myself forever. Yeah.
I also like that you can heal people from farther away for more cost. That's a nice little touch.
Sort of almost like a weird reverse of Cure Wounds and Healing Word. It's like Healing Word is a distance spell, but it heals less. So it's like there has to be some sort of give and take there when there's range added to a spell. Definitely.
So it's more just like, oh, this is for you guys. This is like the power of friendship in anime.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
power of bro-ness.
Yeah, the power of bro. Like, your friend is too far away to heal, and you're just like, oh, and you remember how much you love them, and then with more effort, you can heal them from farther away.
If you flex all of your abs instead of only half of them. Yes, definitely. Protection. Beginning at 15th level, you can keep your allies safe. As a reaction, you can expend a number of proficiency up to half your max to increase the AC of yourself or an ally within 30 feet by the same number.
Okay.
This extra AC lasts until the beginning of the target's next turn. Okay.
Okay.
And so this whole class, I think, would really benefit from a formatting pass. I don't know if any of the abilities necessarily even need to change very much, but if you just rephrase them in ways that D&D would phrase that in a Wizards of the Coast book, a lot of these will not only be easier to understand as a player and a DM, but they'll be smoother and cleaner. They'll take up less space on the page, I think, overall.
I mean, you have to basically think of homebrew and any D&D text like computer programming.
Right,
You
yeah.
know,
There are specific ways to say things that have to be used.
Yeah, and maybe you've done the programming properly, but if it's not the most streamlined way, you're going to have bugs down the road. Someone else is going to mess it up. It's going to take longer. So find the programming that's proper.
Definitely. So how do we feel about expending your proficiency points to increase AC until the beginning of the target's next turn?
I'm cool with that.
I like it.
I don't mind it. I think it's a very creative use of it. There's only a few things that even do this.
Yeah.
My only issue is, and this isn't really a formatting, it's once again abilities follow rules kind of a thing, where it's a reaction can only happen literally as a reaction to something happening.
Yeah, you
So
can't just say as a reaction.
Choose to spend a reaction. You have to be doing it for instance,
There must be a trigger.
this is incredibly similar to the shield spell.
Yeah.
The shield spell can only be cast as a reaction to being hit with an attack.
You can't just cast shield on your own
For
in the
no
middle
reason.
of the forest. Yeah.
The only way you can cast shield if someone is attacking you and they would successfully hit.
Which makes me really concerned about what arcane universities are like to practice the shield spell. Mercy, do you have any insight into that?
It's not a lot of fun.
You sign a waiver
Okay.
when you enroll.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of fireballs going on.
The graduation rate is not that high, and not for the reason you'd hope.
Oh no.
I mean, you can also just attack people with a fluffy pillow, you know.
You
that
could.
is an
Yeah,
attack.
you could. That's not what they do at the university.
I don't know if we ever thought of that.
We just let bandits into the class every day.
Kevin could
Here's
still
your
be with
practical
us.
training exam, kids.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. The final ability, the pinnacle, the Brofessional. At 18th level, you're able to let your allies
Stop laughing.
become better than even their best selves. Explain that to me, atheists. You can expand. You can
What?
It's a meme, Monog. It's a meme.
No,
You can
I understand. What?
You can expend a proficiency to grant a creature within 30 feet of you one of your action surges. This expends your action surge, and they use it on their next turn. You cannot grant both action surges to others on the same turn, nor can you use one action surge and grant the other on the same turn.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
for those unfamiliar, fighters get the action surge ability. It says you get an additional action this turn, or you get one additional action this turn, but you get more action surges as you level up. You get 3 by the end? 2? You just get the 2?
I think just the 2.
Now I want.
I have no clue.
You get 2.
You get 2.
You
Yeah,
gain the ability to use it twice
twice.
per short rest.
Yeah. So yeah, and it comes back on a rest. So at that point, when you've got these 2 surges, it's saying you can only if you want to use them, you got to use them. You can't use one and give the other one. You got to either use them yourself or give one away and then use it your next turn. You can't do it in the same round essentially. I think the giving of action surges is really cool. We talked before on a previous episode about allowing other people to use your class abilities as a cool design space, and I think that's true here as well. It's a neat way to interact with other players, because there's a reason wizards don't have action surge, you know? Like, it's built for fighters for this reason. But a high-level
Double
ability
fireball.
that lets you share it around, and now you get these almost, like, weird multi-class interactions that
That's
don't
cool.
normally happen. It's not that explored as a design space, and I think it's really interesting.
It is interesting. This is the capstone feature of this subclass. And as far as this is concerned, I actually kind of like it because, but it's going to be, in some parties, it's going to be underwhelming and it's not going to do anything. And then in some parties, it's going to be the best thing ever. Because, yeah, like you were saying, like, you give your wizard 2 actions. That's not a thing they're supposed to be able to do. You blew up the world, kind of a thing. Whereas in the other end, it's like, oh, yes, you gave the rogue another attack that only does 1d6 because they already used their sneak attack. You know, like, it's just, there is a very low floor and a very high ceiling for an ability like this.
Definitely. That's fair. There's like a lot of variance in the play experience.
For that reason, I almost feel like at first glance you could think it wasn't that powerful as a capstone ability, but when you imagine a wizard, an 18th level wizard getting a second action, like, yikes.
Well, that's the thing is, like, how a dungeon master creates because challenge rating in and of itself on a monster actually doesn't mean anything. It's actually how combat is set up is really what people call the action economy, where it's like, how many actions do the good guys get to take? How many actions do the bad guys get to take? No matter how much health either side of them have, if the good guys get to take 5 actions and the bad guys are only taking 2, the bad guys will lose no matter what, kind of a thing. That's why legendary and epic monsters have things called lair actions and like legendary actions, because
to grant them more actions per round.
grant them more action
really
economy
hard
so
to
that
combat,
they're doing so it makes them more difficult to fight. Even this, just even if it is the rogue and it's like kind of underwhelming, you're still giving people extra action economy every turn, kind of a thing.
Definitely.
So, bros, what you're saying is you think I'm kind of underwhelming?
I don't think you're underwhelming. I
that
just
what
think
you're-
you need a little bit of formatting.
You need to go to school a little bit longer.
I think that one of the reasons it is going to seem a little bit underwhelming is because you're all about helping your friends. It's kind of what we talked about with the Majesty Bard last time. This is almost an opposite class.
Kind of
And
the
so-
unsung hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to seem as flashy and as cool because the whole
Yeah.
point of it is you're like helping out your buzz and helping out doing other things. What, like, just because you don't get to do something, you're not going to sit there and say, thanks, bro, Obama. No, you're going to have your friends help you out. I've been trying to find a way to squeeze that one in.
I could feel it. Yeah, no, Broseph, it's definitely not that you're underwhelming. I mean, just your pun game alone is severely overwhelming.
Incredible.
Like,
And is the reason I need to punish you.
perhaps too overwhelming. Maybe could tone it down, but also it's beautiful.
No.
I
Amp it up.
appreciate your compliments. I've spent a lot of time on workshopping these puns with my bros. They approved them.
They're good. They're good. Yeah.
They are great. And I think, overall, I actually really like the flavor of this subclass, and I like individual abilities. I think we need an editing pass as far as mechanical formatting goes, and we'd be in a lot better position to see in what ways we could polish it off and improve it into even better than its best self.
Here's
That's
the
exactly
thing.
what I tell everybody, bro.
You've
Oh,
gotten
boy.
your muscles so right and so jacked. You just need to do a little toning work now. Oh. Yeah.
Now,
Does that make more
being-
sense?
I get it now.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm going to say a thing, and it's a thing I've said very often on this show.
Stop.
I really like. Please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop. Please
That's
stop.
just that.
No. So it's one of those things where it's like I love the flavor of this class. I actually love it, despite my bemoaning and groaning. But and I love the doubling down on being a support fighter. But can you get the same functionality out of being a battle master, or even like this is very similar in a lot of ways to the Purple Knight subclass from Sword Coast Adventures Guide, where when they use their support abilities on themselves, they help their allies, kind of a thing. Can you get that same flavor just by re-flavoring the abilities that already exist
fair.
in the game?
That's a good
But does a
question.
Purple Knight have, like, the word bro in it a
In
lot?
every ability.
You know what? They could just have an insignia of a Brofist, or just literally the WWE emblazoned across their armor. That's something that they could do.
That's fair. That's fair.
And so I would argue, especially because, like I said before, a lot of these are just abilities that battle masters get. It's just the battle master gets them whenever they want to get them. And this, for this one, the healing bonus, you have to wait till your 10th level to heal 1d6 plus. That's not going to be a lot. That's not going to be very beneficial.
That's true.
Whereas the battle master can pick, like, the inspiring leader feat, or not just that one, but they have things that give people, like, temporary hit points and boost their defenses and things like that. And could you make a Broseph from a Brattlemaster?
He did it! We got him to do it!
Yay!
That's the episode. Thanks for listening. If you liked the Broseph, comment below. Tell us what you liked about it. Tell us where you think it could improve. Remember to like the video and subscribe for future Dungeons & Dragons homebrew discussion content. If you've got a subclass or a race or a spell or a magic item you want us to talk about on this show, send it to us at thecopperfoxinn@gmail.com or on social media at thecopperfoxinn.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone that we always link the original content in the description, so go check out the content, give a like on the original post,
Yeah.
follow the creator if you like their stuff.
Upvote Delzin's post on Reddit. It's great stuff. There's
good
a lot of
fun.
creativity here. We love it. We always want to support and motivate creativity in the D&D community, because if everyone just made like stock standard fantasy edgelord characters and subclasses, it wouldn't be any fun for any of us. So fighter subclass Broseph is the exact kind of thing we're looking for on this show.
Oh, yeah.
To bring that fun and joy into the D&D homebrew community.
Also, if you want to help anger Onog, you don't even have to have made it yourself, but if you find more pun-related D&D homebrew, please send us the link to that.
Yeah.
We would love to just piss him off.
Yeah, tweet it at us, and we'll just make sure it gets to Onog. We'll start sending. The Ravens will be tapping at his window all night long with just puns that you've sent.
And he'll
I have a crossbow. I will use it.
send him puns by Raven, and he'll be Raven too.
He'll be raging, he's a barbarian.
Yeah, I don't know, but Raven.
That's so many ravens.
All right.
On that note.
See you next time. Keep on adventuring, brother.